Hi, Coach. Just with Desmond's trade now to Tennessee, does Hill become the main punt returner?
KJ, yes, sir. Joe, he is automatically that guy. We used him a lot before we trade Desmond, and a couple of weeks ago against Tampa Bay, he had one return call back for about 42 yards. He did that on Ohio State, and we're looking for him to have success here.
Okay. Anybody right now who would back up KJ, or are you just rolling with him as the main guy right
No,
now?
we have backups. Jalen Guyton is a backup as well as Tavon Campbell. We need it in a pinch. Keenan Allen can always go back, Joe, and do that as well.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Fernando.
Hey, Coach Stu. Can you talk about Michael Badgley? He was struggling for a little bit a couple of weeks ago for a consistent amount of weeks. And then in Denver, he was able to hit everything. Just do you feel like he's kind of out of that funk, or what do you think he did to get out of that?
No, Mike is never in a funk, Fernando. He just missed some kicks. And the thing about him, he's obviously a right-footed kicker. And the one he missed against the Saints was from the left hash. And he's a natural right to left kicker in terms of draw, natural right to left. He aimed it just a tad too far to the right, and it never came back inside for him. And it hit that goal post. And that was unfortunate for us, unfortunate for him. But he's a strong-willed young man. I said that a couple of months ago. We had a chance to talk about Michael in terms of being in those type of situations. And it was just good to see him come back last week and kick a 47 and 52-yard field goal.
So during that time, he didn't get down on himself or anything like that. You just is that different to see a guy like that, a kicker who doesn't put his head down after doing that and instead has the confidence in the world to go out there and still be able to nail the kicks?
Well, I think, Fernando, you look at different personalities, and I think he's one of those personalities that obviously doesn't affect him. Absolutely, he's human. But at the same time, he had the mindset that he can overcome that, and he did.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Gilbert.
Hey, Coach Stu, how are you?
Hey, Gilbert, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Wanted to ask you, how tough has it been, finding consistency on special teams, because so many injuries, so many guys rotating in and out that you can't maybe find rhythm. Has that been tough at all?
It has been, but at the same time, we're part of that three-man surface. You talk about offense, defense, special teams, and you look at our offense, you look at our defense. We have guys that are playing, guys that are not playing, so it affects them as well. So I can't say, poor George, that we have this and have that. We just have to rhythm up and be able to hold our end of the bargain as well.
And I'm also curious. It feels like it's been a struggle with the illegal formations. It sounds like it's something very simple, but how do you kind of clean that up and have guys on the same page?
Oh, that was one. That's all coaching. That's not. Did we just break up? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's just coaching. That's just something that we had some young players involved. I had to do a better job putting those guys in situations. That's not. I'm not gonna put the blame on those guys. I would take the full responsibility to be on me. So we'll get that squared away, and that's very minor. The thing that happened on the field goal, the extra point late in the game, we had a shift. And we had a six-man surface, and you can't have seven guys in the line of scrimmage. And we just had one guy that was a stacked player. His big toe was in the area of the feet of the defensive lineman. I mean, his big toe. And they caused that as seven guys in the line of scrimmage, which the referees did a great job. That's what they're supposed to do. But very minute call, but it was a call that was needed.
Thank you, Coach Stu.
No problem.
Emmanuel.
Hey, Coach. It's kind of a general question, but when you're deciding your field goal and your field goal block units, what kind of personnel are you looking for, and how do you put them on the field?
Well, obviously, field goal protection, you want to have most of your offensive guys because they're used to blocking. Every now and then you have a defensive lineman that's involved in it, but those offensive guys, they're used to blocking, where it's a field goal block. You want to have defensive guys. You want to have guys with mindset to have a chance to go and block a kick, the physical toughness they have. And every now and then, I know when Kenny Wiggins was here, he was about 6'7", 6'8". We tried to get him involved in field goal block because he has the size. You look at a guy like Tyree St. Louis. We're going to get Tyree involved as well because he's a big 6'8" kid with long arms and maybe a 7-foot wingspan. So get him involved as well. But the thing we look at is guys that has a physical toughness on field goal block to have a chance to go block it. And then again, you go back to field goal protection, offensive mindset, because they block every day in practice.
Sure. Cool. Thank you.
Joe.
Coach Stu, Badge had struggled a little bit from 45 and beyond. Just how much of a lift do you think it gave him with the 48 and the 52 this past week?
And Joe, I think that was huge. And I know that's a thing that we have talked about. And as a coach, that's one of the things that when you practice during the course of the week, that 45 to 50-yard zone, that's the one you work on a lot. 50 to 55, that's game winners, that's long field goals, that's field goals give you a chance to be successful. And what he has done a great job of preparing from the 45 to about the 55-yard deep the last few weeks. And like I said, his mindset is extremely, extremely tough. Did it faze him? Like I said a minute ago, I think it probably did because he is human, but he didn't show it, and he had a chance to come back last week and perform at a high level.
And then you're kind of one of the emotional and social compasses of this locker room. I know you guys got a game to prepare for, but just what's it been like just watching the election fallout and everything in doubt just these past couple days?
Well, the last couple of days, Joe, in terms of with our players, when they come on the field, it's football. You know, obviously you can't be thinking about the election. I'm quite sure some guys may do, but you can't think, because right now we're in a situation that who cares right now about the election? We have to win a football game. And that's what we're trying to get done in terms of winning games. And sure, once we get back off the field, I think that's a issue that guys look at. But right now, Joe, that's not a factor in terms of on the field.
Okay, and then just last thing for me, just watching the Oakland-Cleveland tape from this past Sunday, have you ever seen a kick like Carlson's at a 45-degree angle like that?
Never seen it. Never seen it. Now, the closest I've seen is you go back to a playoff game maybe 15, 18 years ago in Giant Stadium, the punter missed the punt because the ball blew. I've never seen wind like that. I mean, this guy, it was dead on. And the next thing you know, it blows to the left. And I've never seen that. And that was just one of those rare things you see in a football game that the wind had a factor.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Fernando.
Coach, for a couple of games, Joe Reed was inactive.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Lynn said 2 weeks ago that he wanted to get him back on the field because he feels like when he gets the ball in his hand on a kickoff, he feels like he's going to run one back. How do you assess Joe and the way he's kind of handled the kickoff duties? And do you feel the same? I see your face. I feel like you feel the same way, that he's just going to run one back one of these weeks.
It could happen. I mean, it could happen before you know it. And last week he had an opportunity. He broke a tackle, had a chance to spin out of one. And if he just breaks another tackle, he has a chance to go. 2 weeks ago, the same situation. Joe is a team guy. Obviously, you mentioned that he was down for a couple of weeks during the course of the season. I think we set him down because we wanted to get more speed in the field at receiver spot. And even with that, he's a team guy. I think T. Billy had a chance to come up and do a great job. He caught a 72-yard touchdown pass, and they gave him a chance to be successful. But Joe's a team guy, and Joe is all about football. It's all about the team, and he'll be a good player as we go forward. But the thing I like about Joe is his mindset, his attitude. He's always thinking about having a chance to break a kickoff.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Gilbert.
Hey, Coach Stu, you probably know Anthony Lynn the best here from everybody. With this being kind of a tough stretch, what makes you believe that Anthony Lynn could turn it around and start getting some wins in a groove and get it rolling?
Now, repeat that one more time.
Just wanted to ask you, what makes you believe that Anthony Lynn could turn it around and start getting some wins and piling them up and get into a groove?
In terms of us having an opportunity to do that, it works as a team. You know, Anthony is, you said Anthony Lynn, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Anthony's a good football coach. Obviously, he wouldn't be a head coach if he wasn't. I had him when he was a young player. He was a good player when he played. He has a great mindset, a great resolve. We had a chance to talk a little bit this week, and his structure is strong. You know, it's hard to bend steel, and Anthony is made of steel. And he's trying to put that on our football team to give them the strength and support as well as the coaching staff. And we all follow Anthony. Anthony's he's a heartbeat. And as long as he leads, we're going to have an opportunity to follow. He's doing a great job leading.
Thank you, Coach Stu.